Good morning, traders. How are we doing today? Today is April 30th, 2025. Market opens in about 45 seconds here. And gives me just enough time to get my link spread around. And looks like QQQ is trying to hold. Let's see if this isn't a bull trap and continues to sell off. It has been selling off after hours. Excited to see what happens here. Does it hold and begin to rally from this support level, or does it sell off even more? We are in TQQQ already, so let's see. Holy moly. There we go, selling pressure. Here we go, let's see. What is QQQ gonna do, guys? Excited. Welcome. You probably will hear alerts start going off, so be aware. There's a lot of action, a lot of volatility going on right now in the market. See what it does. It hasn't really done anything since I've been watching it this morning. Woke up a little early, started watching the screen about 6:30. See, it looks like it did get rejected off of here pretty easily. Let's see if it holds at support levels. Now I do have a position with SQQQ. I have 10 shares. Light position to start. I was waiting for that breakout this morning pre-market. And then I have 10 shares of TQQQ because again, I was waiting to see if this would do a nice little reversal setup here. So right now, neither one is really winning nor losing. They're both kind of break even. Looks like the market is selling off slightly, but holding on this support level. Hope you guys all had a great day. I do apologize for not going live at market open yesterday, but I did go live a little bit after. It was like an hour or two after market opened. I did go live, give you guys an update on my swing position, which I did sell too early. I'll show you guys in just a minute here after we figure out what this trade's going to do. I don't want to get out of this trade just yet or take my focus off of it. Okay, looks like it is holding that support. It's going to test the resistance level again here. Let's see. Testing support. Does this hold here? This is your first time watching, definitely consider subscribing. We go live every morning at market open for about 30 minutes, give you market updates and different reports and information that's coming out. Go holding on that support level. Now we did hold a swing trade overnight. Looks like it is holding. And I literally sold a couple of minutes too early because I noticed it was falling below the moving average. Good thing I sold because we'd actually be down this morning if I didn't. But I pushed up slightly before it sold off and missed out on a decent amount of profits there. It was green on the day. I locked in like $5. I locked in $5, but I sold up here to lock in profits, sold down here to cut my losses, made a little bit of money, and it shot all the way up right after I did that to $55, resulting in almost a nice, what was that, 1 or 2% move? 2% move on my trade for yesterday would have been super nice. But then it sold off. Pretty much right after that, it sold off. So Okay, QQQ still kind of holding slightly. Slightly holding. We need to get above this 45-day exponential moving average in order for it to continue to be bullish, and then we could add to our position, right? We're still below our position slightly. And I'm not even comfortable adding to it, right? Because we still got to get above this small little level here. Little area of resistance. Now I wouldn't recommend trading both sides the way I did. I was hoping for a breakout and initially bought SQQQ first, and noticed that there was starting to get real choppy, a lot of consolidation. I was like, okay, well, maybe it's going to have a nice reversal setup on TQQQ. That's when I got in on TQQQ. So I don't recommend trading both sides, but that is kind of what we're doing here right now. We're just waiting to see what it does. Looks like QQQ is actually beginning. Let's yeah, let's see. 3280. This could be a nice little bear trap too. I'd love to know in the comments what you guys are looking at today. If you guys are considering trading or taking a position on anything, I would love to know. Okay, markets are still choppy. Here we go, QQQ coming back down. Now I'm curious, right? Now I do believe this can sell off more. Negative GDP was reported. Okay, there was a negative GDP, so they were hoping for a 2% increase on GDP, and it actually came at a negative 3%. So that was a 5% difference. But a negative 5% GDP is not good, guys. And look at this, all the way hitting these resistance levels. We knew yesterday it was either going to be a significant breakout above this resistance level or a significant sell-off, and that's exactly what we've seen. It literally went from 475 all the way back down to 465, giving back 2% or $10 already this morning so far, guys. Okay. And if we have one more of those GD reports that are negative, we will be in a recession, guys. Hey, good morning, Yokton. You know, it should be bearish. Markets should be bearish. There's no reason why we should be at these levels. Overall, bearish. And there it is. Are we going to get that selling pressure? Yep. So I'm actually going to close my SQQQ position, or my TQQQ position, I'm sorry. I'm going to get ready to close this. 5130. This doesn't make any higher highs. Here we go. It's trying to. It's fighting. 5140. Okay. Trying to recover. The Nasdaq market is trying to recover. It's not doing a good job. 5130. I would just hate to sell this and it pops up and I could actually break even a little bit on this one, but I don't think I will be able to. It's oversold enough that the market can recover, but it's also bearish enough that it can continue to sell off. So yeah, we're selling our TQQQ. That's a position we should have never got into to begin with, but we are in our SQQQ position and we can begin to add to it. So we're going to add 10 shares here. Yeah, we're going to add here. As SQQQ begins to go up, as the markets begin to go down, we'll add more to our position. Now, we did already use, a good chunk of it on TQQQ, like $300 on TQQQ. Losing about $6, but nothing too crazy. Again, hoping for that reversal setup here. Not really hoping, but anticipating for that reversal setup. And of course, it didn't happen. Doesn't have to happen. Markets are continuing to sell off. Big red candle on the 5-minute, and look at those on the 30-minute. Now it's now below that moving average again, guys. Why is this important? Because for almost 3 days, 4 days, it held above, I'd say 3 days it held above that moving average. When it's held above the moving average, then you can see this begin to show signs of it being bullish. But we all knew that the market isn't bullish right now. No, we're not ready for the market to begin to recover. Okay, so a huge bull trap here over the last few days, getting people to buy, getting people to, hope and anticipate the market to go up. And sure enough, there it is. It's starting to sell off now. I'm actually looking at the wrong one. QQQ. TQQQ is significant as well, but QQQ, look, still above the moving average just slightly. We get above this moving average, we're back in bearish territory. It's been below this moving average the entire time of this bear market. Now it's above it, which gives people hope that, hey, the markets are going to recover. If we don't hold 460, this thing's coming back down. 430, 420. I mean, this thing can really come back down. So also just be aware that it is completely, it is oversold. So we can get these big sell-offs and then these corrections. And the same way it trickles up, the same way that it can trickle down, right? So we have this sell-off. It could come up back up here, test this moving average, and then sell off a little bit more. And it could just take a while to do this. And there's plenty of opportunities in there to be able to make money on the bulls and the bears because it is so choppy. Just like when there's horizontal patterns here, you can make money when it goes up. You can make money when it sells off the next day. And same thing here, right? So markets are continuing to sell off down to 463, which means SQQQ is up to 33.45. Not bad. We're up 1% on this trade. And I believe we weren't down so much on that one. So what I'm going to do is just close this like this. And, it's not really important now. The trade's going for us. As long as the markets continue to sell off, then we can continue to hold this. Now, some of the areas here, if the market sells back off to where it was previously, we can see some really nice potential here. 6%, maybe even 10% profit on your trade on SQQQ as the markets continue to sell off. Okay. Now, what's riskier than going long on a bear market? Can anyone answer that? What's riskier? Shorting a market that is basically consolidating in a weird way, right? It's still consolidating. I mean, we're still within those levels. It's now below that support level, right, of 465. But overall, it could bounce at 457, 458. So if we're not paying attention, this can sell off to the moving average and then pop back up. I don't think it will, but it's possible, right? And this is exactly what we've been talking about all week. If it breaks these highs of 475, which it did for about a couple hours, went to 476, came back down, couldn't break 475, and then there's that sell-off. We've been talking about this. Significant push-up or significant sell-off. And it looks like we are in the selling off period. And this can retrace for any reason, so I want you guys to be aware it can retrace for any reason. So causing a ruckus, how you doing? Yoked-in, hello. All right, also, guys, today, Microsoft reports earnings. Let me pull that up as well. Let's go ahead and pull up, let's see, Monday. Okay, Wednesday, we had ADP, GDP, 9:45 Chicago Business Barometer, PMI. At 10 a.m., consumer spending, PCE, year-over-year, core PCE, pending home sales. And then notable earnings after hours, guys, is Microsoft and Meta. And I could bring that up right here. Microsoft, Meta, Robinhood, Qualcomm. Those are all after hours today. And then on Thursday, Amazon and Apple, Lily, Roblox, Riot. So we have a very interesting week, guys. Tomorrow is initial jobless claims tomorrow in the morning. S&P final U.S. manufacturing PMI. Okay, so it's going to be a busy week. Okay, QQQ, potential reversal here. But just like it did earlier, pre-market, popped up, got rejected off of that 45 EMA. Popped up again, got rejected. Again, got rejected. Now let's see, does it get rejected off of the purple 9 EMA? Looks like it is. Or will it pop up and get rejected at the 45 EMA? Looking very, very strong rejection on the markets. Which is great for us. So we're looking at 458 potentially now to this moving average. If it drops to 458, we could see 420 again. We could see 400 again, or 398. It was there. It was there. This doesn't say 398 anymore, but I remember. Yep, there it is, 398.01. Okay, be careful, guys. You're going long on the market. I want you guys to just be aware that it does not have to recover. Tariff trade wars are still present. Okay, they're just paused. Added factors of 50% away from a technical recession due to negative GDP. One more negative GDP and we'll be in a recession. Federal Reserve still isn't cutting interest rates, right? Very low probability they're going to cut rates. Yoked in, you did say this. You're saying this on Sunday. Yeah, you know, that's why it's great to be involved with the market every single day. Every single day. Never miss a day. It's a heartbeat. There's a rhythm. And it looks like we might even get a reversal right here. Small type of reversal. Be careful here. But yeah, I mean, and I love support and resistance. Make money at 465, buy here, sell at 473. Short 473 to 465. Get that bounce from 465 back to 475. Sell, get this sell off, catch it up here. Like if we would have caught SQQQ down in the 31s, oh, we'd be in some really good money now. There's no, you know, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I don't like to do that, so. Here we go. QQQ is trying to recover. Now, again, it could get up to this 45 moving average and this support and validate it now as a what? Resistance. Old supports that were strong can now act as a resistance. There's still a lot of uncertainty in the market. If we do go into a recession, what would that look like, in your opinion? It wouldn't be good. I mean, recession territory, you think the markets look bad now at 20%. Imagine 50%, 60, 70%. I mean, that's a market crash, but recession, we're already there, guys. We're literally almost there. We were borderlining there the other day when we were at, what are we at? We sold off 25%. So I believe a recession would not look good for us. Right? 25%, and we've been there already once. 25% sell off. Borderline recession, and we're still borderline recession. So what does that look like? That means anything you own would pretty much be cut in half, right? Your home prices would begin to fall. The value of a dollar would fall. I mean, we're in so much debt. We have so much problems with our economy right now. The portfolios would be lost. I mean, you could say 80%, you know. Markets are down 50, but what if you're in Apple or Amazon? I mean, a lot of these companies, it's scary. It is definitely scary, but with that comes, you know, seasons. There's always seasons, you know. If we invested last time here when everyone thought, you know, from 230 to 156, guys, that's insane. From $230 to 160, it sold off 35% in 35 days. Okay? And then we had an insane bull rally from that time to $400, which was a 145% increase in a little less than 2 years. So pullbacks are normal. You know, we do need pullbacks in economies. They are important. This pulled back 33 to 35% in that instance. And ever since that last pullback, it's rallied over 100%. Okay, history repeats itself. It really does. And then this here, it sold off 25%. You know, could we see 30%? Maybe. It's already sold off 25%. Moving average is about 30. So we're almost there to previous historical lows and selling off to where this can rally. Now it can rally 100%. We can give it the ability to do that. Where now it rallies 100%, and now you get highs of like 650, 700s. But we need to get that sell pressure first. We need the economy to start boosting, and we need a lot of stuff to happen before we get anywhere close back to those all-time highs. Do you think Bitcoin could withstand a recession? What's the reason marked is red? What's the reason market is red? Negative GDP. Negative GDP. They expected a positive 2, and we got a negative 3, which is a negative 5% from their expectation. Or not 5%, but 5 points. So negative GDP, uncertainty, and of course, you know, still tariffs. They're paused, but they're still there. And China still really isn't talking, really isn't, you know, even playing along with US's crap, really. So, and also, I'd say a key level, to be honest, you know, it couldn't break 475. We weren't ready for it to break 475. We couldn't do it back in March. We couldn't do it, you know, back in March, or even hold in April at the beginning of April. So now, toward the end of April, it only makes sense we're retesting that high and we're selling off. Now, we could get a pop, okay? We could get a pop off of 460. QQQ is already at 463. So if it pops at 460, we might get a nice little, you know, $5 to $10 push up before it gets rejected again. But if it does not hold 460 or 458, to be more specifically, about 458, then this will sell off even more, okay? I want you guys to remember, we're in a bear market. We've been in a bear market. Just because the market rallies for a week or a month, right, it doesn't mean it goes against the bear market. Everything is descending here. And once we get back below this green moving average, then it's going to be selling off even more. All right, back up to where we were just a few minutes ago. Now we need to get some new lows here. QQQ is going to have to break 463 to see some new lows. We could get some consolidation here, but still no sign of it actually reversing. And reminder, Microsoft does report earnings after close, as well as Meta and Robinhood. Okay, and then we get Amazon and Apple reporting earnings tomorrow. Bitcoin selling off slightly, but just pretty much mimicking the market. It's doing what the market's doing. New highs, 95,555, not bad. New support. Obvious signs of support around this level, so we'll see. This is areas of support, which means a lot of people could start coming in and buying. SoFi sold off to $12. That's great. If we can get this a little cheaper here, potential bounce on SoFi. QQQ, it is retracing. No, not really. But had a nice little red candle here, trying to pull back slightly. I don't like this. It's not selling off anymore. It's kind of horizontal for the moment, so I don't really care for that setup. Overall, SQQQ has been very bullish all day, all morning. I'm gonna have to start getting up at like 5 o'clock, honestly, start getting some of these pre-market trades. SQQQ up $2 since pre-market, 6.5%. Beautiful move. Here we go. QQQ back to where it was. I'd love to see this sell off even more. 463.15 is where we're going to need to see it sell off a little bit more here. Love to see it, guys. We are shorting the market today. Now, again, it's all about the seasons. If this was bullish, I wouldn't be shorting it. I'd be going long. I'm not biased. I don't care if it goes up or down. I mean, at this point, I'd love for it to go up. That would help our economy out a lot, and we should get back to those levels. But at the same time, I don't mind it selling off too, right? This creates opportunity for all of us to get into companies that we really like and know can do great long term for a really cheap price, right? But at the same time, it could recover at any moment. So be aware it can recover at any moment for any reason, for any little bit of news. We're up 1.5% on our trade as the markets continue to sell off. Nvidia, I'm thinking Nvidia can go sub 100 again. You know, I'd love to pick up Nvidia at like $80 levels, $90 levels. Tesla, for anyone who loves Tesla, I believe it can get to 200. I believe Tesla can get to sub 200 levels. And we could pick up some shares there. I'd love to see that. Microsoft selling off too. They have earnings today after close. Well, this doesn't look good for their earnings. Usually the market reacts before the news even comes out. But this doesn't look good for earnings at all. Earnings comes out after close. Does it sell off even more? I believe so. How could Microsoft have good earnings? How could any of these companies have good earnings right now during this period of time, right? But could also get something crazy to where we get a crazy bull move like this, all off of news. Remember when QQQ spiked up? What was that, 15% in one day? Do you remember that? April 9th, biggest green day and we shorted it. We shorted it when we should have went long on it. Gave back all my profits for the month in one trade, right? Didn't have a stop loss. Didn't have a stop loss. Anticipating a breakout that did not have to happen. Okay, QQQ continuing to sell off. NASDAQ market selling off. We're up almost 2% on our trade now. 2% on our trade. And it's just a small trade. I missed most of it. I missed majority of the trade. Down here, 100 shares. You know, 100 shares at $31. We could be up 230 bucks today. Coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? I didn't get up early enough. But I did buy at 32.93, and I bought again at 33.20 as it was showing signs of it going up. Okay, market's continuing to push. Report is out. There is a report that has been released. Let's see. Let's see if they're going to use this little bit of news now at 10 to pump the market. That was the consumer spending PCE index. Came in a little bit lower than expected. Year over year is as expected. Okay, pending home sales way higher than expected. Potential reversal, that's all pretty good information. Let's see what happens if it holds 33.20 and pops back up. It's not really that good of a news though. I'm going to continue to hold. That's not the best news. It's decent news, but it's not going to create the overall market and economy to skyrocket. Let's see here. Let's get the real-time economic calendar from investing.com. And you guys can see it right here. I'll pull it over. Whoa, what the heck? I'll pull it over so you guys can see. Yeah. PCE 6.16% higher. Okay, 6% was its actual. Forecast was going to be 1%. So, and then Chicago PMI. Actual is 44, forecast is 45. Still getting rejected though. See how it's continuing to get rejected off of this blue line? This is our EM45 or exponential moving average. It's also below the VWAP. For anyone who trades VWAP, it's below the VWAP. And then super trend. It is actually super trend is showing that it is bearish. Very clear sentiment, very clear direction. This is the way I like to trade. And as long as it continues to sell off, SQQQ will continue to push up. And that's pretty much it. I could have a stop set in case it goes against me. It's going to be a long day, guys. It's going to be a really simple, easy day. You know, pretty much anything you touch is going to be selling off. And then we have our Microsoft earnings after close. Okay, but we'll see. I mean, we could see a reversal very easily. You know, we could begin to see a reversal. But if this pulls down to 458 and it doesn't hold, it'll sell off more. If we could expect it to pull down, push, or bounce off of 458, that would be nice. And remember, it could begin to come up and then test this moving average here. So, but markets are bearish overall. And that's really it, guys. And remember, I don't hold anything overnight, guys. I don't hold any positions overnight. I've held a couple of swing trades, but it goes against everything that I like to do here. I want to lead by example, and this is to help teach you guys how to day trade. You know, if I was swing trading, I'll let you guys know, and I always do if I do swing trade, but more than likely, you know, all these positions will be closed out by the end of the day. And so if you're getting in just now to the live stream and you're like, hey, I'm going to get SQQQ and hold it forever, please don't do that. Please don't hold SQQQ. I'd rather you buy into TQQQ at these all-time highs. Yeah, it pulls back, but markets will recover more than they'll just... Markets always recover. It's just a matter of when, right? So over the long run, okay, the markets are extremely bullish. This is QQQ. So I'd much rather you invest or buy and hold into TQQQ when it makes sense. When it makes sense, guys. Okay? Same with SQQQ. Know when to buy, know when to lock in profits, and trade at your own risk. Set those stop losses. Set those losses right here, okay? Set them. And if you're uncomfortable, you're anxious, you're nervous, or you feel any way just stressed out more than you think you should be, just reduce your position size or get out. Maybe you're trading with too much money. Maybe you're trading with too much emotion. Just simply get out of the position, whether you're positive, negative, whether you have money or you don't. If you're uncomfortable, you're staring at the screen, you're nail biting, and you're just, your heart's pumping, and you just, that's too much. And just understand that as a beginner. And, you know, a lot of times just reducing your position size. You're trading with 100 shares, maybe trade with 50 or 20. If you're trading with, you know, 20 shares, 10 shares, maybe trade with 1 or 2, right? It's all about building your confidence. It's all about understanding direction. And it's all about locking in profits. Even if you locked in $1 today, you have $1 more to trade with tomorrow, right? And that's going to build up your momentum that you're going to need for the future. And also, I'm hiding this now because it's really not as important. My P&L, right? Like, we're not up by much. We're not up by much right now. But it hasn't shown me really anything to add to it either. Why add to something that's trading horizontally? Since this period, I've not seen any change in direction. Like maybe here, we got a little bit higher, but not by much. So with that said, I appreciate your guys' time. I'll keep you guys updated in the Discord. As this begins to sell off, I'll let you know if I add more to my position or if I begin to take profits. You know, obviously if this changes in direction, I'm not going to hold. I'm going to get out of it because I am shorting the market. Very risky, okay? So again, appreciate you guys' time. Like always, remember to smash that like button, consider subscribing to the channel, and if you'd like to join our Discord where I give you live updates and you can talk to over 600 members now that all want to do the same thing, and that's learn how to be more consistently profitable, then consider joining our Discord. I believe it is the second link below. It's the first link below. Okay, it's free to join. 100% free, lifetime access. And then you could also check out our Learn to Earn lesson library if you're not familiar with that and this is all kind of like gibberish to you and you don't really understand moving averages or resistance and support levels, stuff like that. Go check out the Learn to Earn lesson library. Really short videos, really informational, and I think you'll like them. So thank you for your time. If you liked WEBULL, you want to use this platform and you're in the US, use my link and you will get up to 75 free shares. That's free money that you could use to start your trading journey. With that said, I appreciate you guys' time. Like always, remember to smash the like button and end the year on a green note. Thank Thanks, guys, and have a great day.